Hello, this is Spangle with FOB Equestria, doing the FOB Equestria podcast live from Fiesta Equestria here in Houston, Dallas. This is something a little bit different because we'd normally just bring you guys an audio show, but this time you get a nice video and you get to see all the con-goers walking around behind us. So I have with me Silvermane.
Hello, everybody.
Many of you should be familiar with him, and a new guest who isn't really quite here all that often, Acer Spacer.
What's going on, everybody?
Acer is actually one of the head admins on Military Bronies Facebook, and he's been very helpful during this con, giving us a lot of pictures and hopefully a lot to report on once we get back and resume our FOB duties. But, you know, this con so far, I kind of like it, don't you, Silver?
Yes, it's very well organized. There's a lot of happy people here and a lot of merchandise for sale, a lot of VAs, so we're very excited to be here, and we're glad to do this podcast and show our viewers a little bit of what we're experiencing here.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it. All the con-goers just piling out of the different panel rooms and just making their way. Now, Acer, is this your first convention?
No, Spangle, this is not my first convention. If you remember, I also did the podcast right after Big Apple PonyCon. I've been to that one, and I had a great time there. But this one's just incredible. I really enjoying Fiesta Equestria because of all the varieties of. There's been voice actors here that haven't been to like pretty much any of the other conventions. Like just like Jason Thiessen only went to Big Apple PonyCon. You know, we got Kelly Metzger, Spitfire. You know, I'm her #1 fan, but we got Kelly Metzger, Ashley Ball. You know, it's just been a great time.
You know, those might be fighting words to some people. You know, Spitfire's #1 fan.
I'll fight you.
Challenge has been issued. Now, before I forget this, because I feel I should give credit where credit is due, we do have to thank the lovely folks at Ponyville Live for giving us the little setup to do this. And actually, you might actually be listening to this on Ponyville Live as we are in discussions about them hosting our podcast. So if you're listening through there, I will say I am glad to have an expanded audience. And hopefully I don't annoy you too much.
Yes, I'd like to say you guys are the greatest. We really appreciate you letting us use your equipment and your time and your expertise to make our first video podcast a success.
Yes, so as he pointed out, there is a lot going on here that isn't normally at a convention, especially just the Ashley Ball. I mean, how many other conventions has she been to? Not very many. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get an interview. She was just here for the first day with her band Hey Ocean. They performed, everyone loved it, but it's just so busy, and you know, it's understandable. They are in high demand, and they only have so many hours in a day, as many of us do understand. So.
Yes, Ashley Ball was wonderful. We was able to get her signature on our little flag we've got up here.
Yes, the guidon.
The guidon, we brought it here. We got the streamer for it. We've got various VAs to sign it, and it will be at BronyCon in about a month.
Yeah, actually, I think there's been a few pictures about with the guide on, but
yes, it's.
I don't know how many of our listeners have actually ever seen it. So, yes, thanks for the help. This is the guide on. As you can tell, it's very equestrian themed. Has several streamers. Now, for those of you not really familiar, the guide on is kind of military tradition. I don't know how far that goes back.
It goes back to the cavalry because they used it to identify units during maneuvers.
Yes. I mean, I want to see, when I first think of guidons, I think of the banners they carried in medieval times even. So that might even be the historical origin. I am so bad about history. But yes, the guidon is here. As you can tell with streamers, it is a very important part of military history. And hence, we are military bronies. It's kind of what we do.
Also, as far as FOB Equestria stuff, our coins came in, and we have been handing them out to the VAs, mainly the main six. Andre Liebman got one, Ashley Ball got one, and Michelle Craver got one.
Yes, they were all very grateful to us. So, you know, they loved them. And if you guys haven't gotten one of those coins yet, we're working on that.
We are working on it. There
are logistics in motion. We aren't quite sure how we're going to continue to distribute it because the current method is not ideal, you would say.
It's workable. It's not ideal, no, but the first batch is pretty well sold out. I've been busy with military stuff and going to this con, but all the envelopes for you ponies that ordered coins, all the envelopes have been addressed. The coins are in the envelopes, and as soon as I get back, I will put them in the mail.
So they're on the way. You can stop bugging him. We all love Silver. He's our, for being an E8, you are a very humble person.
I try to be. It's hard to be humble, but I try.
Yeah, it's weird that you take orders from people who technically you outrank.
Well, I mean, you guys have been in this FOB Equestria a long time, and I'm a fairly newcomer. So yeah, you got to start on the bottom wherever you go, really. So
that military mindset, huh?
That's it.
Very important. Now, Acer, do you have anything at this time? I know we don't have a mic for you technically, so if you have anything, just tap me on the shoulder there, buddy, and I'll definitely hand it over. But yeah, the con so far, this is Saturday, right? It's Saturday. It's that's a bit of a thing with cons. It's such a whirlwind. You sometimes lose track of time. And last night we had the musicians, more of the acoustic side, Cyril the Wolf, and Hey Ocean played. Michelle Creeper was up there, and so more of the, I guess, concert-ish type of musicians. But tonight we have all the electronic musicians, the kind of raving club, and I know, so right over here, Saber or Acer, whatever it is at this point, he is Saber on the Military Bronies Facebook, but everyone else knows him as Acer Spacer. Has already recorded me dancing like a complete fool, and there might be footage of that. Not that I.
Yeah, Spangle. There's gonna be a lot more footage of you being Spangle.
Of me being me.
So be warned.
Be warned. I might try to confiscate it from you, however. We'll see.
That's not gonna happen.
Well, certainly it's been a good convention so far. The vendors hall, very impressive.
Very impressive vendors hall. There's some very high quality merchandise coming out recently. There's excellent plushies. There's buttons, stickers, anything you could even think of. They really did a good job picking vendors for this convention.
Oh, absolutely. And there were some unexpected vendors too. You get some of the Minecraft people, some of the other fandoms have actually come here and it's not that we don't welcome it, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
So it's just a little bit odd to see such a variety of merchandise, not all of it pony. There are some chainmail guys here.
There was two different chainmail guys here, right?
A little bit of competition. I'm actually
good.
My friend might disagree. My friend is one of them, but they actually are peddling different enough merchandise to the point where they aren't hurting each other's business, really.
And they were selling quite a bit of merchandise, so hopefully it was a success for them.
Hopefully. That's any vendor's hope at this point.
Yes.
And the musicians just kind of doing their thing. We have DJ Tetsuo. He's been to a lot of conventions recently.
Yes, he has.
And Eurobeat Brony. We've got just everyone. I struggle to think of all of them just on the spot, just because there are so many here. Silverhound is obviously here. And we just actually got the cosplay competition just finished.
The cosplay competition just finished. Who won that?
I did not stick around for the winner.
Me neither. I had pony business to take care of.
Yes, pony business.
Yeah, cosplay contest was pretty interesting. Although my personal favorite, the one who I think won, would be the Wonderbolt in his flight suit and his flight helmet and his full NASA parachute rig, and in custom embroidery everywhere. It's just it looked great. But another favorite was the Celestia battle armor made out of balloons.
That one was a good one.
It was a sight to behold. I'll be posting all these pictures on. I'll be sure to do some kind of special report for FOB Equestria. I'll also do. I'll also have an album up on the Military Bronies Facebook page for all of everybody to enjoy. So yeah, you guys can see what I'm talking about. There's just been some really crazy cosplays here. Steampunk Rainbow Dash. That one was cool. There's the cute little Princess Cadence kid. Who there's a lot of great ones. A good showing of the cosplay contest, and yeah, just a lot of creativity going on there. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I would have to agree that Wonderbolt pilot outfit, it definitely won in my mind. I mean, you might say it's military bias, but I mean, legitimately, he had a full-on pilot helmet, visor down, full-on flight suit, parachute, and everything. it was just completely legit. I mean, how do you beat that? Really?
Yeah, the cosplay contest was good. I'd also like to do another thank you to the convention here. They put on a military bronies luncheon for us, and we actually had a few of the VA guests show up.
Oh, yeah.
Peter New, Trevor Duvall, and Sam Vincent, I think, was there. They signed our
Yes,
banners,
they did.
talked for a little while, then they had to go do a signing, but, you know, we really appreciate the convention putting on the thank you luncheon for us and giving us a chance to chat with the VAs a little bit.
Oh yeah, and we clearly appreciate the VAs taking time out of their
that was
day.
nice of them. You know, they're great guys. We really appreciate them showing up for that.
Yeah, taking, like I said earlier, they are really busy. Conventions
They were really
are
busy.
usually planned very tightly for them, and we're hoping to get interviews to bring to you guys, but at the moment that's up in the air. So if you see them, just be considered a blessing, kind of a little extra surprise. But there was also a military brony panel that we were previously unaware
I
of.
was out of that one, so I'll let Acer and Spangle talk about that a little bit.
Do we want to shift?
Yeah, we'll shift.
Okay. Yeah, so this military panel was called Semper Philly, and it was actually recorded by Ponyville Live, and they are going to be sending us the link once it is on YouTube, so you will be able to see that. But it was really, I thought it went pretty well.
It went pretty great, though what seems to happen is that they have scheduling conflicts with other main events. Like they scheduled this one for the first all voice actors panel. This one was in one of the other panel rooms but the all voice actors panel with everybody was going on in the main hall while this thing was going on. So it seems like a plague for these military panels to be scheduled to.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, we drove on as usual. We spoke to our little small audience. It was great. It went off without a hitch. We'll definitely be able to post video of that when we get
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, it was really neat. You know, with the small few supporters that we had there.
Tell the listeners about how you pulled an LT and a retired sergeant out of the audience.
Oh yeah. Well,
That was interesting.
It was. You know, Semper Philly kind of attracted.
Yes, that was the other organization.
Yeah.
Semper Philly is a Facebook group, military exclusive, and it's kind of like a water cooler room, I guess, for military bronies.
That's what I like to think about it as.
But they are trying to bring our community together, so I do have to kind of salute them for that. It's good intentions.
Yeah. So we were looking in our small audience, and you just notice certain things. The haircut. If you have a fade, and you stand up straight and whatnot.
Well, in all fairness, the LT was slouching.
Whatever, LT, whatever. but yeah, no, he had the fade haircut, and we kind of pulled him up on.
Knife hand.
Yeah, we gave him the
Knife hand.
Pulled him up there to talk with us. It was great. You know, he didn't know who we were. You know, but he was there. He talked. It was a unique perspective. You know, having a butter bar. You know.
Yeah, he was. I think he said he commissioned about a year ago, so
Yeah.
he's still pretty fresh into the regular Air Force. Wait, no, Army. I'm sorry. You know me. All Air Force. I bleed blue. You cut.
Respect your elders.
Okay. How old are you?
17. Hey, no, the Army. June 14th,
Oh,
1775.
you're pulling that card. The fact that the Air Force was part of the Army first. You're pulling that card?
Yes. Anyways,
Fair enough. Anyway.
we also there was another prior service military retired Army first sergeant that we also pulled up to talk with us, and we also had a Marine from Semper Philly talking with us. We covered a lot.
Was he Marine or was he Navy?
No, the guy next to us, he was
The Semper Philly guy,
Semper
yeah.
Philly guy. He was Marine Corps, true.
So we
true.
just didn't have a Navy guy on the panel.
No, we didn't have a Navy guy.
Why is there never any Navy? Seriously.
Well, we had Navy at Big Apple PonyCon. We had 2 Navy.
I guess it's just this convention then. Well, I mean, even on our staff, we only have 1 Navy.
Yeah.
But that might be our fault. Maybe. I don't know. It's not like we're discriminating against other service branches.
And I'm happy to report that no one showed up to the con in uniform.
Yes, thank you. If you went to this convention as military, thanks for not pulling the same mistake that people going to BronyCon made and showing up in your uniform. for those of you unaware, fresh to the military, that's against regulations, and it's a very bad idea.
Yeah, don't do it. And, yeah, but we got to talking a whole bunch of stuff. This retired first sergeant was part of this organization that sends anime and other cartoon and other like animated forms of media to units overseas. And one of the funny things he said was that My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic was one of the more requested ones of late.
So we know you're out there. Contact us, and we can hook you up with other military bronies, and you can hang out with them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, while I was deployed, there was another military brony on my FOB. I met up with other military bronies at other FOBs when I would stop in. We're out there. Just seek us out.
Absolutely. I mean, I try the best I can. I found a few of them at my base, and I don't hide it. I mean, it's understandable that certain military bronies do hide it. The military tends to be very harsh about it, and not only that, you kind of go into a state of self-denial when you're in the military, and then you become a brony for a bit. But yeah, the panel, even though it was scheduled at the same time as the all-voice actors panel, we still had a small audience that we had a fun time with.
It was a small audience, but we still covered a very wide range of subjects and
absolutely
in depth, and we wanted to keep going, but we had time constraints. But you'll definitely be able to check that out. It's so even though we might have had a small audience here, we will reach more of you out there. So check it out once we put that up. So yes,
and that will be posted. You're probably going to plug that on Military Bronies?
Yes, I will definitely be putting that on the Military Bronies Facebook page.
And it will be plugged on FOB Equestria, of course. One thing I thought was really great, I do have to, again, give props to Semper Philly. Like I said, we were not on this panel. We were not scheduled to be on this, and they had two people here to do it. One of their guys got tied up with something else, and he's like, so we just offered our assistance, and he was completely open to it. And we worked so well together with just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. That military camaraderie and improvisation coming into effect.
Public speaking skills. And of course, disclaimer at the beginning.
Oh, of course, the disclaimer of saying everything we say here is our opinion and in no way representative of our respective military branches. Because
there we go.
That's important to clarify sometimes, especially when you have a panel that is titled military. Well, Semper Philly, but you know what it is.
It was still military bronies related, so we had to cover our bases. But yeah. So overall, it went pretty awesome, and I thoroughly enjoyed speaking, to everybody that was there, and I'll enjoy sharing it with all you guys.
We all know I enjoy speaking and listening to the sound of my own voice. So
oh yes, you do, Spangle.
I really enjoyed it, but unfortunately, Silvermane was not there.
I was not there. No, I had pony business to take care of. I really wish I was there. We will have a military panel at BronyCon, and this one, I don't consider this a dry one, just an alternate version of a good brony panel. So, hats off to Spangle and Ace or Spacer for, jumping up there and taking charge with zero warning and zero preparation and making it happen. That's what the military is. We make things happen with very little preparation. So, just like this, yeah, we pull things together. Hats off to Ponyville Live for letting us do this again, and we really appreciate it. It's a great con. The weather's been great. The people have been great. The venue is great. There really
and no bad occurrences.
No, there's no spaghetti.
Is there any wood to knock on? Knock on that table for me, please. Thank you.
Knock on fake wood, yeah.
Knock on fake wood. Does that still work? Maybe?
We'll find out Sunday.
Oh, yeah. So now we talked about the guide on a bit earlier, and we talked a bit about BronyCon, which is our next big appearance as FOB Equestria. And we will be everything falling together perfectly. We have talked about this a little bit. We have a full-on equestrian flag that is being commissioned. Big props to Saunter Hoof on our website for orchestrating that whole deal.
Yes, we all love you, Saunter.
And we want that to be available at BronyCon, and it's looking like it will be. But if it is not, the next convention that FOB Equestria goes to is going to certainly make sure that gets to that convention, and it'll probably end up making its way around, just like this goes around to all the conventions. But, I mean, you don't really put streamers on a flag, only on a guidon. Maybe have the VA sign the flag.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
That actually has not been I'm surprised we haven't suggested that before. That idea just occurred to me. No one's even talked about
Saunders
that.
might know of it, but he hasn't said.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like you have this flag, like we have this guide on, and it's like inherently just have people sign it. It seemed like the next logical step.
It would be a good step. We'll try to try that once we get it. Hopefully, like he said, it'll be ready for BronyCon, and we'll start getting people to sign it then.
Yes, and like he said, BronyCon, Military Brony Panel. That's being coordinated with Military Brony's Facebook as well, I believe.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple. Yeah, definitely. There's a couple military bronies on there. Yeah, I'm an alternate, which means I'm probably not going to be on there. But be sure to check it out. We're really hoping to get like some good audiences for these things, but scheduling conflicts happen. But hopefully at BronyCon we'll have a large turnout. Everyone will be able to look at us all and get our message and maybe spread it. That military bronies are indeed a thing.
Yeah, we'll see how scheduling works out. BronyCon has not released its schedule yet, and but they have given us approval to do the Military Brony Panel, which, like we were just saying, is going to be multi-organizational, and in that respect, it's going to have military bronies from different groups. So it is not FOB Equestria running the scene, but it is just all of us coming together and showing that sort of military cooperation that is to be expected. At least we would hope so. But I know there is a charity run in the works as well, and I know there is also a military brony kind of reverse luncheon where we are more or less providing a lunch for the well, Silver, you know more of the details on this, so I guess I'll let you speak to this.
Yes, part of the reason we did these coins, well, the main reason we did these coins, besides to give us something to give to the voice actors, was during the 2012 BronyCon, they did the military thank you lunch and the Brony Doc organizers, and we thought it'd be nice to give something back to them. So most of the profits in fact, all the profits for the coin sales are going to fund a military thank you luncheon at BronyCon that the VAs and the people that were involved with it last year will be invited to. I was not at BronyCon. I was there in spirit last year.
Yes, and I was there in spirit as well. I actually could not go. Acer, were you?
Where was I?
What, BronyCon. Were you at BronyCon last year?
I was not at BronyCon last year. I was in. When was BronyCon last year? What date?
When was BronyCon last
July,
year?
I think. Somewhere in July, I believe, because August is when the FOB got started.
Okay, so yeah, somewhere in July.
No, in July I hadn't even become a brony yet. I became a brony August 2012 when I was about to deploy to Afghanistan.
Really?
Here comes a Wonder Bolt. I think it would be good to grab this Wonder Bolt and give him a quick couple questions. You want me to go grab him?
That's him.
Oh,
I'll go
can you go
grab
grab him? Thank you.
We are going to have an impromptu guest here, Ivory Pony. Somebody
Yes.
that was in the cosplay and looks fairly awesome.
Yeah, for those of you wondering, yes, that is the Wonderbolt cosplayer we were talking about earlier. Full-on helmet and everything. He does not look like he has his parachute on at the moment, but I wouldn't want to carry that around either if I were him. I have been dressed up for a lot of this
He
convention.
has been dressed up for a lot of this convention.
And it's been hot.
It's been hot, but he made it work.
I always make it work. But Acer is still talking with him, seeing if
Trying
we
to
can...
drag his victim over here.
Next
it looks like he's
victim.
successful.
Oh,
All right.
there we go. So,
I am going to get up and let you two guys interview him.
oh,
you can
Acer.
say-
Acer is sacrificing his seat.
All right,
maybe.
ladies and gentlemen, who
So-
we got here?
Yes, who do we have here?
Oh, hello. I'm James.
James. I'm just kind of curious. Now, you've got this whole little get-up here, this Wonderbolt's flight suit, actually. Is this a legitimate flight suit?
Yes, it's actually made out of Nomex, which is fireproof.
Yes, I am aware. I actually, being in the Air Force, I know a bit more about flight suits than some people. But
Okay,
I'm curious.
so I guess we're on the same page then.
Yes.
Do you know what model helmet this is?
No, I do not, actually.
It's an HGU 26.
HGU 26.
Yeah.
I don't know what that sounds like a helicopter helmet because it has the H.
Well, all the helmets start with HGU.
Okay.
Like,
I'm not a fighter pilot. I'm an engine.
Oh.
I'm an engine mechanic.
oh,
But I have had to wear flight suits before, so I do know what flight
Okay.
suits are made out of. But I see you have like all the patches where you would expect them to be. You have the Wonderbolts unit patch and
Yeah, and
the
I
flag and.
I even made a name tag sewn on Nomex.
So I'm just curious. Do you have any sort of military background yourself, or?
No, I volunteer at a flight museum. There's a lot of people there who do have military backgrounds. though.
I am sure. A lot of Air Force, maybe.
A lot of Air Force, Navy, I think a few Army. Also,
Yeah,
also a few civilian pilots.
I definitely see that. You know, it kind of falls into the expected demographic, which we don't quite. But so aerospace, again, Navy, you would kind of expect that. I mean, Navy came out with Top Gun, so yeah.
Yeah, my background's, I'm more specialized in knowing about NASA-related stuff. Like,
Really?
I actually have it's an Air Force parachute, but it was used by NASA in their T-38 training jets.
Oh, the T-38s. Those
Those are,
they're still in use.
Yeah.
They're like one of the backbone trainers of the Air Force.
yeah,
so.
and it's 60s tech. The airframes flying are actually from the 60s.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, I work on T-130s, and that's an old 60s plane too. Maybe 50s. I don't even know how old that plane is.
Yeah, I want to ask you real quick. Is this your first con? And if not, what do you think of how this one is going so
Yeah,
far?
this is actually my first con, and so far I've loved it here.
Do you? All right. Have you been to the vendor hall? Obviously you have.
I stopped in for a little bit.
Okay, so not too much swag was purchased.
I think I already spent all my money on
Yeah,
all the flight gear.
So, well, I'm glad this is your first con. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Looks like you're ready to go. We really appreciate you stopping by and saying a few words to us.
No problem.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, just one of the people here at this con. Definitely grateful that he took some time out of his convention experience to come speak with us. And, you know, I want that helmet. I want it. But I don't know where I'd get one. Although I hear Navy Brony is getting a
Yes.
helmet for his GJ personality, like full-on pilot helmet.
Really?
And so maybe
Well
he might be
then.
able to help me. Maybe. But
If he doesn't go on a ship across the ocean.
yeah, Navy Brony is still trying to work out if he's going to be going to BronyCon because, well, he's kind of his deployment status is very up in the air at
Right.
this point. So,
Baby Brony, we need you.
but I mean, at this point in time, it's not like we really want him to come. But if he doesn't, we have a lot of FOB staff still going, so
Yes.
we can work without him. But
The Navy is underrepresented. We need...
yeah, well, that's what we were kind of saying earlier.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
for whatever reason, maybe it's because they're on their ships all the time. That seems like
That would limit your... Yeah, your...
not the other kind of ship. Like
Not that ship.
maritime ships.
The
Yes.
floaty kind.
The floaty kind. Yes, we've had so many fan fiction rants on this podcast
Oh.
before.
Yeah.
I feel like this is we should not go down this path at all. So let us. So were those Discords or no? I don't even know what those were that we just walked. Oh,
Homebrews?
Homestuck. I don't watch Homestuck or whatever.
Oh, Homestuck. Okay, Houston stuck, right.
Houston stuck. Yeah, isn't that going on? Wait,
That
what-
is, I think,
I'm not sure what's going on here with all this stuff.
I think they're doing the auditions right now for Houston stuck.
Okay.
The prom.
Again, I have no idea. Oh, I did see a sign for that, but I have no idea what Homestuck's about or what that fandom's like or anything like that. Because, hello, fellow military brony, how's it going? What? T-Bone? Is that? Yes. Hi. We're doing a podcast. Would you like to maybe jump in here really quick? Room party.
What party or in a convention?
Oh,
Well, here. I'll stand up this time. Sit down. Say a
also.
word. Oh, that's all we need. Just
Okay.
give us a quick rundown of who you are and what you think of this con.
So yes. Yes, just take a seat, talking to the mic. Now, tell us who.
Hello.
You are a fellow FOB member,
That's correct.
So-
that is correct.
forum member. I'm just curious. I don't think I've asked you this question yet at this convention. Is this your first con?
Actually, no. This is my second convention, believe it or not.
What was your first one?
That would be Brony Fanfare in Austin, Texas.
And how does this well, let's not play the comparison game. How has this one been so far?
To be honest, this has been way better than Brony Fanfare was. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Brony Fanfare was amazing. I met a lot of cool military bronies there as well, and I also met fan voice actor Serena Chan, who happens to be at this
Yeah,
convention.
she is. She's actually did some DJing for the cosplay panel. That was interesting.
That's pretty cool indeed.
But yeah, she was cosplaying as Discord yesterday, and Vinyl scratch today appropriately.
Actually, she was playing as Vriska from Homestuck, believe it or not.
I'm horrible. I know nothing about that fandom at all.
Neither do I, actually.
But it looked Discordish, though.
It did, believe it or not.
Because she like had 2 different horns and like a broken glass, like sunglasses that were missing a thing, and so you can't blame me too much. If you like Homestuck, please don't hate me. It's not that I don't like you guys. It's just I don't know you.
I'm just barely getting into this, actually.
Oh, so you're getting Homestuck?
Kind of, sort of. It's kind of like with Doctor Who right now, actually. I'm like slowly getting into that and all these new fandoms and whatnot. It's like, had it not been for the Brony community, honestly, I would not be getting into other fandoms, you know.
Yeah, honestly, all I have time for are bronies. So it's
Basically.
ponies are my life. Oh, that and the Air Force. I'm married to 2 things: the ponies and Air Force, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Now, I do have to say that God, what do you think of the coins that you've seen here so far? Our coins. I mean, oh, actually, sorry. Go to that question while I collect myself. and
Actually,
stop being
when
stupid.
I was at the military luncheon and everything, I noticed that you had the coins and everything, and I remember actually seeing them on like FOB Equestria's website and whatnot. And to be honest, that kind of surprised me. I was like, how much are they running right now?
They are actually sold out right now, unfortunately.
Unbelievable.
But they were running for $15.
Do you know when they're going to be getting more back?
We're working on it.
Awesome.
But what did you think about the military brony luncheon?
That was awesome. I mean, met a lot of cool people, and it's really nice to, you know, connect with other bronies within the military branches and whatnot. I mean, this fandom has gotten so big. I didn't think that, you know, excuse me, me being in the U.S. Navy and all.
Yes, he is Navy. We do have one Navy here. We were
yeah.
talking about how the Navy was underrepresented earlier in the brony community.
By the way, Black Griffin, if you're watching this, hi, T-Bone the Ranting Brony here. But yeah, yeah, it kind of surprises me to know that there's bronies throughout the entire, you know, military branches and whatnot.
Really?
I mean, that surprises me, you know, because like military's all like hardcore, you know, all that wonderful nonsense and whatnot. But there's like, to know that they're into My Little Pony, that's shocking to me, and that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Now, are you in the stable, as some people put it, about being a brony?
Honestly, I'm kind of open about it, but it's usually like at conventions and within the brony fandom itself. Other than that, I just try to play it off like I'm just a normal everyday person, you know.
Oh, normal. If you're a part of the military, you are not normal.
Well, that is true.
So I mean, we're all a little messed up in a good way. But I love all my military guys, and I'm just curious. I don't think I saw you at the military brony panel Semper Philly.
No, I was not actually. I was at the voice actors panel. And
Of course
whatnot.
you were. I don't fault you for that. I honestly, that's where most people were. And
yeah, it was rather packed indeed.
So I know you're a member of our forums. And
Definitely. I mean, granted, I've only posted like 5 or 6 times.
Still, so if you want to catch that that panel, it will be on the site. Ponyville Live is helping us out, and they've got that whole thing recorded. So if you're kind of curious what might have been discussed.
Awesome. I will definitely look into that.
Well, I appreciate that. And you said do you have someplace to be right now? I think you said that earlier.
Well, actually, I'm going to be doing a room party with one of the admins for the New Lunar Republic gaming group. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I didn't want to keep you longer than you wanted to be here.
Well, I'm perfectly fine with interviews. You know that. I mean, it's like I'm here basically trying to promote my podcast, the Illogical Podcast. If anybody knows about that, I give you a brohoof if you have heard of this. And ultimately,
the Illogical Podcast. Now, what is that kind of about?
Basically, it's something I created on. Well, it started out as a video series on YouTube called Illogical Ranting, where I would take 2 topics and I'd dwell on them for about a minute and a half.
Did you ever rant about bronies?
No, but I did make one exception during the season premiere of the Illogical Podcast back in May, when they were going on and on about Equestria girls and whatnot. I mean, seriously, why would you complain about a movie you haven't even seen yet? And ultimately, it came out so well. I have to ask again.
That's up for debate.
Well, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah.
Also, I'm also a part of the Mini Arcade Show. I'm co-host alongside Mindless Gonzo Jam and Mean Spirit Moon.
Really?
Yes,
I,
definitely.
actually, I don't know who those people are, unfortunately.
Just Google Mindless Guns or Mean Spirit or Mini Arcade Show, and I'm sure you'll find us.
I take your word for it. Clearly, you can Google anything, honestly.
Absolutely.
I mean, when most people Google military bronies, they kind of come across Facebook or our website. So.
Yeah, they either come across Facebook or they come across the Military Bronies React videos. There's 2 of those. I'm not in any of them, but this guy is. But it's Military Bronies React to Teens React to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic.
Reaction.
And Military Bronies React to Wonderbolt Academy, which I highly recommend you check out.
I haven't seen that yet, actually. Is it any
hilarious. Good? It's 18 and up, to be sure. You know, we're uncensored completely there.
I kind of want to see this now.
Yeah, it features our resident drill sergeant Brony Tweak, so
Wait,
that's a big plus.
Twink, isn't he like wasn't he the one that told that story about he had that one recruit and
you might
Multiple stories.
he has a couple stories about Brony recruits. Yeah,
I kind of want to meet this guy sometime.
You will, don't worry.
Well, if you're going to BronyCon, well, there's rumors rolling around, but last I heard, he is going to BronyCon in a big capacity. So.
Unfortunately, I won't be attending BronyCon because I have, well, believe it or not, because this is you're talking about military and whatnot. I actually have something with the Navy coming up very soon, and I'm going to be booked all through July.
That's one of the issues we were just talking about earlier. Our resident Navy guy is set up to probably ship out around the same time as BronyCon. And it's just, that's what we were speculating earlier, is maybe the reason there aren't so many Navy bronies here is because they're all busy on ships in the middle of the ocean.
Absolutely. Hey, by the way, to all the Navy bronies out there who are on deployment or on a ship right now, stay strong, brony on. We'll see you when you get home.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Hi. 11 Charlie Brony. Another military guy we met here. There's been a few of us. So, we're doing a podcast.
What?
A podcast.
Really?
Well, it's more of a vlog at this point, I guess.
Really?
Maybe.
Well, you know what?
We can't hear you. Well, they can't hear you.
I got like an hour to kill.
He has an hour to kill. Maybe you could go meet up. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to kick you out.
Oh, no, of course not. I mean, I was willing to take a few minutes off of my time just to come sit down and do this.
Okay, well, if you want to swap out with him, we can talk with this 11 Charlie, your Army, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Fellow Army. Also, I noticed you found your beret.
Yeah, I found my beret, but I don't know where my PC is. That last.
Oh,
Looks very good
wait,
on you, by the way.
The is that like that's the other cap?
My patrol cap with the Luna's cutie mark on it. I think I know where it is. I'm not so sure. It's been crazy.
Yeah, last night was a bit crazy.
I concur.
You were in that room with us, weren't you?
Yeah, that was an insane party last night.
Yeah, that's a thing at conventions. If you like to hang out with bronies and maybe have some drunken debauchery, we don't encourage underage drinking. No one there that was drinking was underage to the best of my knowledge.
If you are drinking and you're underage, you're wrong.
You are wrong. And but it's a fun time just to chill out with your fellow bronies. And room parties happen, and Equestria girls may or may not have been watched later in the night.
I can neither confirm nor deny that we stayed up till the wee hours of the morning, watching Equestria girls and giving our commentary. But you can be sure that we're going to do an official Military Bronies React to Equestria girls in the future.
All right, so you gotta get going, good sir.
Yes. Yeah. Just check me out on on Google. Look up T-Bone the Ranting Brony or Illogical Podcast or Mini Arcade Show, and you'll find me on there.
All right, so if definitely, people check him out. If you like it, subscribe. If all that good stuff, and hopefully you find new entertainment.
We're going to be doing a show this Friday. Look us up on Twitch TV on the Illogical Podcast. Look me up on Tumblr and on Facebook, T-Bone the Ranting Brony, all one word. And thanks for having me on, guys.
No problem. And we're going to just pass the mic to this guy, and we will continue this on like nothing's happening.
All right. Thanks, man.
No problem. So you are free to take your seat, good sir.
Sweet.
I like it.
Thank you.
That was very well. That was very smooth, actually. I'm impressed.
I don't know how I do it.
So 11 Charlie, I'm not Army. I'm Air Force. I have no idea what that means.
You know what's awesome? Before I joined the Army, I was in an Air Force ROTC.
What made you change your mind?
The fact that they didn't have an Army ROTC where I'm from.
Oh, so you want the Army all along, it's just they didn't have that.
Yes.
Okay. So what does 11 Charlie do?
11 Charlie is an indirect fire infantryman. What he does is he operates mortars. When he's sitting on the FOB, he's launching mortars down and killing bad guys he doesn't even know they're there. And then he goes on patrols. Well, depending on the unit, sometimes it's just stupid. I just clean, okay?
You just clean.
I just clean motor pools. That's all I do.
Now, Acer here was saying that most 11 Charlies hate their life. Is that your case?
I despise my life.
Really?
Yes.
Is that why you like ponies so much?
Yes.
It helps you hate your life less.
Very much so.
That's what I thought. So, it's if you could cross-train into any field in the Army, what would you do?
If I could just go to being a normal Bravo, I'd be
Again,
fine.
I don't know what those are.
Basic infantry, just foot soldier. Not dealing with mortars or stupid stuff. But if I honestly had to cross-train into a different MOS completely, I'd be a medic.
Really?
Yes, I've always had a knack for doing the CLS courses.
Did the PJs ever seem appealing to you? Air Force PJs?
Any medical field, really.
So, you'd be okay with going on helicopters and getting shot at while
Yeah.
training? Okay. I'm not actually that surprised. You seem like you would be fine with that.
Well, considering I'm bald and I have a scar on my forehead.
Yeah, I saw that. Maybe, I don't think they can see that, but
Probably not.
yeah. So, how long have you been in the
I've been in the Army for 2 years and 3 months.
So a good amount of time. You know your way around.
I know my way around. I've seen my bullshit. I haven't seen everything, and it could be a lot worse, but it could be better. Stay away from Fort Hood, kids.
Oh man, I've heard Fort Hood. Just Acer shaking his head at that.
He's not even from Fort Hood. He knows the deal already.
Yeah, I'm stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and I hear horror stories from people from Hood all the time. They say it's probably the worst place to be ever in the Army.
I was gonna be a lifer. Not anymore. The Fort Hood has ripped every bit of motivation I have in my soul. Put it in a glass. Put it down a drain.
Yeah,
Turned the grinder on, and fed it to their dogs.
yeah. If you don't know, Fort Hood's the home of the 1st Cavalry Division.
Fort Hood's home of the First Cavalry Division. It's home of 3rd Cavalry Regiment. Stay away from that place. And 3 Corps. I know 4th ID used to be there too. I don't know if they're still there.
4th ID's at Fort Carson.
Well, we still see their insignias sitting around there.
Yeah. I'm stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, home of the 101st Airborne. I'm actually in the cavalry myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 2nd Squadron, 17th Cavalry Regiment. So, yeah, I feel your pain, man. I just hear stuff about Hood.
I lose sleep at night.
That's good to know. Wait, did you ask how I slept at night?
No, I lose sleep at night.
Oh, damn.
I'm serious.
Yeah. Well,
Ponies make it all
hey,
better.
yeah,
Ponies is part of the reason I lose sleep, damn it.
I bet, but ponies do make everything better. That's probably why a lot of military bronies are military bronies.
It just makes you want to stab somebody a little less.
Stabbing people is bad. Very bad.
Well, unless they're Taliban.
Well, unless they're terrorists, I guess.
I haven't stabbed anybody in the U.S.
In the U.S. Okay, then.
Or really ever, for that matter. Lethally.
Okay. Good disclaimer. Good disclaimer. So now, have you ever considered crossing over into the Air Force? Because we hate our life a little less. I still want to be a lifer. I haven't been discouraged yet.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you, Chet. No, I haven't.
But we have such a better standard of living.
You do have such a better standard of living, but
So the Army does not make you hate your life enough to consider going Air Force.
the Army has made me hate my life enough to the point where I don't want to stay in any branch of the service.
Okay.
I'd rather get out and do something around my communities, especially when there's no wars going on right now.
Have you ever considered Guard? I hear they're a lot more lax.
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're done. You're done. You're like throwing your hands up in the air. I quit.
I've heard some bad things about Natty Guard.
Really?
And I don't want to be called a Natty Guardsman or a weekend warrior.
We have some National Guards people.
I'm happy with being called.
I've always been fine with it. We've never censored before, so yes.
Oh, wonderful. I'd rather be called a grunt or a dipshit. Or an ass.
Yeah.
Or a fuckface. Or anything else my drill sergeant came up with in basic. Meth mouth was a good one.
Meth mouth. Okay. Anyway, so is this your first convention?
Yes, it is.
Really?
I've already hijacked 4 panels.
I saw that.
I'm going to be on the open mic tonight. And I donated a Spectrum Squire guitar.
Oh, that was you.
That was me. It's been signed by every Brony
Yes.
musician that's here. Ashley Ball included.
Oh, wow. So
Actually, no, not Ashley Ball, not
Okay,
her.
okay.
The other one.
Michelle Creamer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
I was going to say, if you got Ashley Ball to sign
If
that,
I got Ashley Ball to sign that, I'd be happy.
that would have, well, you would have had to catch her first night. Because she was only here Friday.
because I didn't, because I got it signed today, and I just remembered that she was going to be here today.
well, I know Bronies for Good really appreciates that donation.
Yeah.
What was that panel I walked in on that you hijacked it? Who was
Which
on?
one?
I know, I'm trying to remember. It was, if I remember, we'll come back to it. But, were you on the Manliest Brony one?
I was on the Manly's Bernie one.
I think that was the one I walked in on.
I
How
was
did
on
that
the
go?
I got applauded.
So they liked you.
They liked me.
How did the rest of the panel go?
The rest of the panel went pretty well, actually.
Okay.
It was mostly about like bronies who'd sit down and say to themselves, or like they don't say to themselves. They get told that they can't be men because they have Pinkie Pie on their back on a T-shirt, and it's that whole pink emasculating thing, which
But pink used to be manly.
pink used to be manly. Pink used to be worn by ancient Greece or Roman whatever fuck warriors to show that they don't need to hide in bushes.
That's actually pretty ballsy.
That is pretty ballsy.
What other panels did you hijack?
I hijacked that panel. I did the no shit. I hijacked the this is my first con. What do I do panel?
Really?
Yeah, on my
you were
first
on the
con.
panel for that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that sounds a little bit appropriate. Maybe.
And I hijacked that one. I hijacked the Manly's Brony one. I hijacked the Brony password audition.
What was that about?
Okay,
'Cause
Brony.
I had no idea. I saw Brony password and I was like, I don't know what that is.
Have you ever heard of Pyramid?
No.
Okay, basically what password is, it's this game that came from England. And what it is you tell a person a word.
Is it like telephone?
I don't know what telephone is.
Okay. Well, explain it, and I'll tell you if it's like
Basically,
telephone.
I tell you a word like Cloudsdale. And you
Right.
go and you turn to the audience and you turn to your partner and you got to tell them one word hint. Like Cloudsdale, what can I think? And you can't use any of the words.
Any of the words
that
in
are
the
in
word.
the word.
Okay.
So you think Pegasus, weather. You tell them one word. And they
Okay. You're good.
They got 5 seconds to come up with something. And then it switches over to the next side, who does the same thing. Until someone finally guesses Cloudsdale.
Okay. So wait, is this? Are there two competing teams? Are there two passwords?
It's one password, 2 competing teams.
Okay. So. Oh, I get. So there's one person who comes up with a password. There's 2 teams, and they try to figure it out. Or
Okay, you had the panel, right? The panel were the guys that came up with the password.
okay.
You
yes.
had 4 volunteers that came up from the audience, 2 people representing each sides. You told one person from each side the password, and the password being Cloudsdale.
Right.
And they would turn to their partner, and they would
Okay. I
say
think I understand.
one word.
Yeah, not like
hints
telephone.
Until they
At
not like
all.
telephone,
Not at all.
whatever telephone is.
It's like a little elementary school game where you have a circle of people, and then you say one word or
Shit,
phrase.
I didn't go to elementary school. I'm infantry, dude.
Yeah, what school? What's that? So,
What school's that?
so we've covered. You hijacked Manly's Brony.
I hijacked Manly's Brony. I hijacked the
'cause I think you only said 3 so far.
Yeah, when I
what's
said
the
3,
fourth?
I did the password auditions, and then I did the actual password
Oh, so you
game.
both those panels. Okay.
Both those panels, which were back to back in the same room. I was in there for 2 hours.
So
think.
I guess you're just kind of an example of how even if it's your first time at a convention, you can still have plenty of fun.
Yes,
Just gotta
I'm just-
be a little bit aggressive.
Not even aggressive. It's just more or less, I don't give a shit. Like, I walk in and there's an empty panel. I know what the panel's about. I'm going to go up on the panel and bullshit with it. Whoever's in there using a microphone, so it's either get kicked off or we start the program.
All right. So
I've gotten kicked off once.
which one kicked you off?
I can't remember.
It's just that unimportant to you?
No, it's the fact I got hit in the head too many times, and I can't. I have a TBI. I can't remember anything.
TBI is very common in the military.
I wonder why.
I wonder. It might have something to do with the fact that all those things blowing up around us and stuff like that, and working around aircraft. And
I wish I would have gotten blown up. I wish I could say that was my
What?
story.
yes. I am aware. I can take hints.
What
But
up?
anyway, so
Yes.
convention experience overall, what's your impression?
I don't want to go back.
You're going to suffer post-con depression,
I'm gonna suffer from post-con.
PCD.
Fuck. I hope they let me take a 4-day pass to BronyCon symptoms.
Yeah. Hopefully. Well, that's only a month away. Anyway, I don't think I got your name for this.
Probably not.
Yeah, I didn't ask. That's like one of the basic questions a person should ask.
Screw it.
So, who are you? And
All right.
We already have your MOS and your time in service, so all we need to know is who you are.
All right. My name is Aaron Smith. I am stationed in Fort Hood, Texas, with 23 CER. And
you don't want to be in the military anymore.
fuck my life.
But ponies make you hate it less. Thank
Ponies
God.
make me hate it a little bit less, but
Anyway.
they make me hate it more at the same time because
Anyway.
I can't always experience it. Whatever.
It's been a pleasure having you on,
It's been
sir.
a pleasure.
And
I'm sorry for taking over your
no,
interview here.
It's absolutely fine.
I'm Germany right now. I'm trying to dominate the entire convention.
It seems like you're doing a very good job. But
Apparently,
if you would hand the
except
mic to
I don't
this,
have panzers.
if you'd hand the mic to this gentleman,
Yes.
Rommel.
Rommel.
We were about to wrap up this podcast, but I don't know. Do you have something you want to promote before
boy.
we do?
I have something that I want to.
Oh my gosh! Is this going to be a special 2-hour podcast?
What? I'm just here for a quick second, for a little bit.
Okay, so this is DJ Shamrock.
I actually took over on the panels with this guy.
Yes. Okay. That was it. Manly's Brony.
No, it was the password.
Oh, it's password. Okay. We are using mics, so if you could hand the mic over to him. Now, DJ Shamrock is Celestia Radio, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
And he did an interview with us at, well, you didn't. One of your guys did
Yeah.
at Las Vegas Unicon, otherwise known as the con that shall not be named, yet I named it.
Titanicon. Yeah, Spaghetti Con. The con that shall not be named con.
Hinden Con?
Hinden Con. Yes. Oh God, Sandy had a really good ponified name of Hinden that I couldn't remember right now.
Oh, man. I have no idea.
But it was good.
I have not been told this, so.
Yeah, it was good.
And then we were actually on that super long, like, radio continuous thing.
We had
back in whenever.
we had a DJ-a-thon that was used to raise money for the now late Kiki, which rest in peace.
Yes, very sad news.
But we managed to raise over $10,000 on that one, and we are doing a Celestia Radio fundraiser now. This go around, it actually starts July 3rd. In the
and we
evening.
may make an appearance.
And you very will likely make an appearance. The last one was 200 hours. We're shooting for 300 hours on this one, and that's live, straight live performances. No downtime at all whatsoever. All live person for 300
It's a big
hours.
goal. 300 hours. How many days is that?
It's pretty close to 2 weeks basically. It's basically like 12 days.
Yeah, that's it's gonna be a challenge. What specifically is that going towards?
That is a Celestia Radio based fundraiser. So all funds that are raised on that are Celestia Radio. We use those to
Provide services and the such.
We're trying to actually jumpstart a swag related program. We used to have a swag program back in the day where people could buy Celestia Radio related swag like T-shirts and all kinds of stuff.
So merchandising.
Merchandise. And so we're using it to jumpstart that, as well as to get some better equipment out there and stuff, so that we can go to more conventions and things and
kind of do your thing.
yeah. And actually, we're Music Equestria, which is going to be the beginning
That's that musical
of
tour,
when we
isn't
start. That's right. One of our DJs, Tarby, has all those musicians over at his house, and that's what's going to start our DJ-a-thon. It's going to be all of them live.
Oh, Tarby.
It's
Tarby.
going to be good, and so I'm hoping that some of the funds that we can raise for the DJ-a-thon we can use to help sponsor the Music Equestria tour next year, so they can go to even more places and do some more great things. So.
Well, yes, I'm very excited for that. I don't think they're coming anywhere near me, but
Yeah, it's not too many places. But.
Any last thing you would like to promote? Because we are in the process of wrapping this up. You just happened to catch us.
I just happened to randomly be here magically.
Randomly. Nice
I can't really. Thank you. It is a shillelagh, also known as an Irish wand / fighting stick.
But
they're painful. They have thorns. But as far as any last things to promote, all I would say is that the DJ-a-thon, listen in, ponify.me. That's going to start July 3rd, and we will be at BronyCon with a large force of 15 people with media
That's
passes
impressive.
for BronyCon.
That even outweighs our force, which is, I think, at least 7 at this point.
Yeah.
So
We brought 6 last year, and we've about tripled that number that are coming this year. So.
Yeah. So we're both going to be there in great force.
Indeed.
Working cooperatively. Of course. We do not compete. We are very cooperative.
Yeah, we have a nice friendship.
Indeed, and I'm glad.
Yes.
It makes things nice. And again, Ponyville Live ever being so kind to help us with this. But I appreciate you taking a little bit of time to come on here and talk about up and coming things. Like I said, we're probably gonna make an appearance on that DJ-a-thon.
Absolutely, it's gonna happen.
But been a pleasure, sir.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem.
Yep.
And we'll give the mic over here to Silvermane, and I guess we will just wrap this thing up, say our goodbyes.
Silvermane here just temporarily because I'd like to let the Ponyville Live folks come in here for a second and talk to our moderator and give us a quick rundown.
That's a very loose term.
And give us a quick rundown on what they do and who they are, because they're the one that was generous enough to let us use their equipment here.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Sir, if you come on over here and shout out with our moderator here just a minute.
Oh, yeah. Here you go, Spangle.
Anything you want to say right now?
Well,
because we've kind of been shutting you out.
Not really, no. It's not really even shutting me out. It's just, you guys have had a lot to say, so I respect that. But, yeah, big thanks to Ponyville Live.
Our pleasure.
It's great that they're here. Let us use their equipment right now, and they recorded a lot of panels today.
Yep.
And just providing content to the Brony community, all that news it's wonderful. So my thanks to you, good sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Just making sure the mic was on. we got to be careful.
We really
got
to check on this. Yeah.
But this is Silver Eagle from Ponyville Live. Are you
Howdy,
like
everybody.
the head honcho?
I'm the director of Ponyville Live. Yep, the Ponyville Live Multimedia Network, and we're a bit of a new presence in the Brony community. We've only been around since January.
I was gonna say
this year.
you were at Las Pegasus.
We were at
weren't
Las
you?
Pegasus.
I
Yes,
remember
we
you guys
were.
being
We were
there.
standing back behind the scenes with you guys with the what's his name? John Delancey.
Yeah, that guy.
The John Delancey interview.
Yes.
That's right. We both we were behind the scenes. on
Yeah,
that
it was
one,
like
yeah.
that was a big group interview, and it was.
That was our first convention.
Really?
Actually, as a network. Yeah. So a trial by fire on our part. Absolutely.
Yeah, certainly. But I was really surprised at how well, even though the convention kind of took a turn for the worst, how well
Yeah.
Bronies came together and made it.
Absolutely, and we were a big part of it. I mean, financially speaking, we didn't throw tens of thousands at it or anything, but I mean, we helped raise awareness for music.
Las Pegasus.
Las Pegasus. Yeah,
Yes.
excuse me. I was going to say, if Music Equestria is another one of the things. We're sponsors of Music Equestria too.
So
yeah, we're just talking about that a
Yes.
second ago, but yeah.
and possibly sponsoring podcasts from us here
That's
in
right.
the future.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, one of the things Ponyville Live does is help to promote and bring attention to musicians, artists, and other programs. And I know that you guys put on a pretty excellent program here. I mean, we've heard about it. We've heard about it in more places than you guys. Even where you guys aren't, they have military brony panels at all these other places, and they mention you all. And it's like, well,
our name's getting around then. We must be
exactly,
doing something
yeah,
right.
Exactly. So yeah. You have
But-
an excellent reputation within your community, which is definitely one of the more unexpected communities.
Yeah, certainly
I would say,
so.
in Bronydom itself. You know, that for there to be so many of you to be a critical mass where you could have a group like that.
Yeah, it's
That's delightful.
there's a lot of military bronies are surprised at the number of military bronies, and it's certainly I mean
it's a treat. It's a treat. I mean, just to see people be able to, you know, to just like something. This is benign, right? Like there's no
Absolutely.
there's no harm, you know, in liking a show like this.
well, some people would disagree. Some people make just crazy accusations.
I mean, yeah. At least our kids aren't terrorists. You
Oh.
know, like that one Fox News clip. Like they could be something worse, like terrorists. You know, it's like those are your options. It's like normal,
Wait, it's
fully
like so.
functioning.
Wait, bronies like.
My Little Pony terrorism, like right below it. Like
I'm
really?
like,
Is
what?
that-
What's that all about?
That's not true, but yeah.
No, it's a little
Yeah.
Fox News. I mean, their coverage of BronyCon. I don't think anyone was really
Coverage of BronyCon.
if it can be
Yeah.
called that.
They weren't exactly streaming it. Yeah.
Well,
no,
they did interviews and stuff, but
at BronyCon.
yeah, there was Fox.
I forgot about that.
It's kind of best to be forgotten.
Yeah. Goodness. But I mean, no, it's great that you guys can like join together and make new friends and stuff like that.
Oh,
I imagine
absolutely.
you guys meet people from branches that you wouldn't otherwise interact with, too. You know.
Yeah,
that's
kind of.
another-
A lot of my military friends in other branches are bronies.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But then most of my normal military friends, I say
Wait,
normal.
normal. Now, hold on.
But they're Air Force. I mean, that's just
Oh,
the
yeah.
way things go.
Sure. Yeah.
And
Yeah, little thing about that. Yeah, there's a lot of Army bronies to be sure, but there's just the unicorn of Army brony. The unicorn of military bronies. Where's the Coast Guard? Where's the Coast Guard?
DJ Tetsuo.
Yeah, DJ Tetsuo's former
is he
Coast
really?
Guard.
Former Coast Guard.
Yeah,
Former
DJ
Coast Guard.
Tetsuo's former Coast
I didn't
Guard.
know that
so-
about him.
But to all those Coast Guard bronies, I guess Semper Paratus or whatever you guys say, come on, we know there's more of you.
Yeah, we know there's more of you puddle pirates out there. But no, DJ Tetsuo, he doesn't look it anymore. He certainly
Well, I
doesn't.
mean,
he's
in shape.
well,
I mean,
he
yeah.
definitely keeps himself
Yeah,
fit,
yeah.
but he's grown his hair out. He's not in the Coast Guard anymore. So he's grown a beard. He's grown his hair out.
Very interesting.
He's kind of lost a bit of the military look, but you're right. He still looks. It's kind of military and with the way he
looks
takes
like
care of
he
himself.
could be ready for combat, though.
He could.
You know, yeah. I mean,
I
don't
would
know
trust
how much
him.
combat the Coast Guard sees necessarily. I don't know.
Well, that's the
There's
rest of
some
our job.
combat, you know, border control and things like that.
Well,
you know,
our
so-
job is the reg. I almost said something bad. As the other branches of the military,
The other branches.
the expeditionary forces, if you will, is to
uh-huh.
make sure they don't have to defend us.
Yeah.
So if
But
we're
it
doing our
doesn't-
job right,
it doesn't make it to your shores. Right.
yeah, if we do our job right, they don't have to worry about it.
Fair
Which,
enough. Fair enough.
you know what? The thing they do a lot of. Props to the Coast Guard
Yeah.
for doing their a lot of times disaster relief, huge
search and rescue.
search and
missions,
rescue
things
missions.
like that. Absolutely.
And
yeah.
every now and again,
A very useful function.
pirates in
Yeah.
the seas, shooting
Right.
them and stuff like that.
piracy.
'Cause that's the
fact that-
thing.
The fact that piracy, not Napster piracy,
Like
like,
legitimate
still
pirates.
exists, that's like both cool and terrifying at the same time.
Because it's not even like the romantic type of pirates you see in the movies. Like they're
Yar,
swashbuckling.
har, fiddle-dee-dee. Yeah, they're just at gunpoint.
Yeah,
taking
they
over
just come up to
ships,
your ship with guns and say, "Give us all your stuff,
all your
And
money and stuff.
It's not
and-
fun.
No.
Not at all.
No.
So, pirates in this day and age are scary.
Yeah,
But also, it's you're right. It's
Yeah.
kind of weird, dude.
yeah, that it's still around.
It's kind of like being
stealing
bugged.
boats is still a thing to do, right? You know, it's like why is that like you know what I really want today? A boat. You know what I don't want to do? Pay for it. You know,
Let's go.
the number of people who have
But I'm
probably
gonna
said
pay
that
for
about
a gun.
yachts, you know, is one thing, but yeah, that's crazy.
Well, it's I mean, criminal thievery. Well, that's kind of a redundant statement. It is
Criminal thievery,
criminal thievery. But
as opposed to
people will always be looking to
benevolent
steal.
thievery. Yeah,
Well, that's Robin Hood.
that. Oh, well,
It's
I mean
still
that's
criminal.
a whole other argument. Yeah, I mean like it's still criminal, but it's for the
But it is
greater good.
The greater good. But you don't see any Robin Hood.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
where
not
are
really.
the rich boats? That would be stealing yachts and then like parting them out for the poor, or something. Like,
Yeah,
taking all the food that's on board and like distributing it out to soup kitchens and stuff. Like,
what?
This is a huge tangent.
Horrible tangent.
We were
Well, it's
talking
a great
about
tangent.
Ponyville Live.
You
That's
want to know
right.
what? This we every now and again we like to have the illusion that we have some sort of plan
Some
on our
agenda
podcast.
and a schedule.
And sometimes we do.
Yeah.
But it never holds up.
This is not one of those times.
Well, this is definitely not one of those
yeah,
times.
that's okay.
And it
though.
never holds up though, because
Yeah.
we get people on our podcast. There's people in our staff who intentionally derail podcasts, and it's
I like to have a good time.
Michelle, and maybe Josh. Josh is a pretty big offender. But we just go off on random tangents all the time, and it's a crazy train with no tracks whatsoever.
That's all right.
And people seem to like it decently.
It's okay.
Enough
yeah,
people
it's
watch it.
entertainment. Yeah, exactly. For sure.
People are bored. They're like, oh, I want to hear people rant about random things. Okay, cool. It's
FOB Equestria.
FOB.
podcast.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah.
FOB Equestria.
Well, everyone's always.
Which for the new, if you're listening on Ponyville Live, and we're picking this up, that stands for Forward Operating Base, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, see, that's something. That's one of those things that the rest of us don't know. Like
A lot of people say Fallout. Like when we say
that's
FOB
what we think
Equestria.
Fallout. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
And we're like, no, completely different thing.
But there is a Fallout Equestria. That's another
that's
alive and well subcommunity. It's just
Well,
like
yes,
that.
very alive and
Yeah,
well subcommunity.
yeah, very vibrant.
So many spin-off fan fictions.
Right, yeah. That's FOE.
Fallout
not
Equestria.
FOB. Slight distinction.
To anybody slightly confused, please, it's pronounced FOB, not FOB. To all video game producers, movie producers, news anchors, it's
But
not.
it's an abbreviation.
It's an abbreviation, but see, in the military, we pronounce we pronounce acronyms
okay.
as not
It's
as they're spelled, but
pronounced.
as they would sound. So
Right.
we have everything, but it's FOB Equestria. It just makes it easier on everybody. What FOB are you at? Oh, I'm at FOB X and X, whatever. Instead of FOB.
FOB.
Yeah, it's FOB.
Well, forgive me.
people.
I
Come on.
sound like an outsider now.
Well,
But,
you technically are. You're not part of us.
I know it's true,
But that's why you have friends like
but
us.
I'm a friend. Yeah, exactly.
To help you.
Exactly. Now I
Understand.
understand more about military terminology.
Yes, and we
and
love
today
our,
I've learned something.
we
Take
love
a
our
letter,
acronyms.
Spike.
Take a letter, Spike. Dear Princess Celestia.
Dear Princess Celestia. Today I learned FOB.
I don't even know what that's
It's
supposed
sort
to
of
mean.
like a key fob. It's like that expression. It's like the little like a dongle. It's just a funny
Dongle.
word. It's a funny word. Yeah.
Dongle. Like
Dongle
Google.
Equestria.
A Googleplex.
A Google.
A Googleplex.
A Google's a thing.
A
It's
Google
a
is a
number.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a Google is a number.
And a Googleplex is a horribly, horribly large number.
Yes.
Like infinitesimally so.
this happened again. It happened again.
Yes.
Well, we should probably wrap up then.
I guess we should wrap this up. Unless you have something you want to say.
Well, no, other than just, Ponyville Live is
Ponyville Live.
a proud supporter of the Brony community in general.
And
we are
an up and
bringing
coming.
you- yeah, an up and coming, the fastest growing pony media network out there in the wild today. And we are.
Any resistance? I know I'm treading on.
Any resistance?
I'm treading on very soft ground, on unstable ground here.
yeah.
But has there? I don't want you to name names or anything, but has any of the other organizations tried to shut you down, push you out? Maybe.
Competition isn't always friendly. I wish it was, to be honest with you. I really wish it was because it's just ponies.
It is just
It's
fun.
pastel-colored horses. We're not making a business out of it. Heck,
Yeah.
I mean, we're spending money.
A lot of it.
There's that
Lots
part of
of
the
it.
business. A business spends money, but they're supposed to make it too.
And
we
we
don't
don't.
do that.
No,
So we can't take ourselves too seriously.
I agree.
I'm pretty lighthearted about it. I think it's fun. I don't think you should get all businessy about it. That's what I think personally. Is we should just have a good time.
I agree.
And we should all get along.
That's what we're all trying to do.
Absolutely.
That's what FOB Equestria is all about.
That's
good
what we
times.
stand for too. Absolutely.
Well, I think that might be why we get along so well.
I think so.
And-
so. Perhaps we're like-minded.
It would appear so, good sir. So, I guess we will wrap this thing up and say our goodbyes, and I will hand the mic over to you, good sir.
Like I said, I'm Acer Spacer or Admin Saber on Military Bronies Facebook, and proud military brony, Semper Philly, Peace.
Silvermane here just for a minute, closing out the show with my fellow bronies here. I appreciate the opportunity again with Ponyville Live, and hope we all enjoyed our first video podcast, maybe the first of many. We'll see what happens, but
Don't make promises we can't keep.
it was a suggestion, not a
It
promise.
was a complete.
We will see what happens, but appreciate everybody here, and this is Silvermane signing off.
I'm really curious if people have been doing crazy things behind us, but I will find out. This is Spangle with FOB Equestria, Semper Philly.
Semper Philly.